Alright, you know how we start these motherfucking things. Roll call.
Ryan.
Kyle.
Mikey.
And Steven! Welcome back, everybody, to episode 10 of our Misty Fortune and Absent Hearts campaign as we continue to the climax of the module, The Marionette. When we last left our displaced adventuring party from the Forgotten Realms, a seance. A most wicked seance. As Sybil Raja, hands-guided, led the party into a trance. A vision appeared before them all. A shared dream, one might call it. Both equal parts daydream and nightmare. The party was whisked away to a lavish, beautiful parlor room with all sorts of fine books, furniture, and spiced cider. There, the party came across the horrifying visage of the ghost of a young girl named Isabella. After exploring through the parlor and interacting with this young ghost, the party realized that they had been sent to the Falinescu Manor, overlooking the town of Orsnu. There, the party investigated, got to see Glovia, her husband Lucian, and their daughter Isabella in a kinder, gentler time, before a disease ravaged Isabella and seemingly broke the will of both of her parents. The party discovered a journal, written in the style almost like a medical journal, written in Glovia's very own hand, describing her descent into madness as Isabella passed, as Lucian tried to pull his wife from the brink of insanity. Madness gripped her heart. And over time, Lucian also met an ill-fated end, before she came in contact with a dark and mysterious figure, guiding her to retrieve a powder box of unknown origins. In doing so, she would be given the rights and the abilities to bring back her daughter Isabella into the land of the mostly living of Barovia. Learning that Glovia had brought back Laszlo after the disappearance of Alina earlier in our adventures, to hunt down the box, to infiltrate the village of Orsnu and move where she could not. However, as there we go. As the vision continued, a figure broke through the odd scene, crashing through the window. Laszlo's resurrected white form appeared, lopping off the head of the ghost of Isabella and absconding with a small wooden box that emitted golden lights. Strings, like those attached to a marionette, were attached to Laszlo's bodies, and with the same axe that he felled Isabella with, he cut his own strings. Looking back, I believe it was Virgil who saw that the strings were being puppeteered by none other than a large, dark, looming visage of Glovia, demanding Laszlo return the box to her once more. As the scene unfolded, the party was shook back to their physical forms. The burgomaster of Orsnu crying out to Oleg to run, as the village of Orsnu was beset by Laszlo and a veritable army of undead. Laszlo cried out to Glovia, exposing her to the village and challenging her to come face him, to claim the box herself. As he disappeared back into the woods, he threw down a torch, and with his various undead minions assaulting the village, Orsnu began to burn. The party moved quickly, first running down and saving Oleg and a few of the villagers of Orsnu from the undead strikes. With good positioning and a good use of stored timber, they were able to crush and pin the undead, giving Oleg and his companions the chance to escape. They stopped by the small jailhouse they had seen the evening before and rescued a strange prisoner who gave them a satchel with a strange bronze and purple gemstoned key, a healing potion, a bit of ravens, before he himself took flight in the form of a large raven. The party ran towards the center of the city to where the screams had grown loudest. They successfully saved a huge portion of the village's meager supplies. In failure, the village would have suffered greatly during the next upcoming winter months. But with good use of rope, knots, and the strength of their arms, the party succeeded once more, before finally coming across the seeming commander of this undead strike force. A brutal fight was had, but one of which the party found themselves victorious. The undead creature seemed dressed in butler's clothes, far finer and nicer than what most of the village of Orsnu wears, sporting a large signet ring on an overinflated and outstretched hand that had been twisted into a claw-like form. The party has little time to celebrate their recent victories, as the mother of Serena pleaded with our adventurers. Glovia had stolen away with the young Serena, taking her back towards the Falanescu manor. Her husband, Boris, has already left to go and try to retrieve his daughter, but between the attack on the village, the ever-growing darkness of the evening, and the terrors that lurk on the woods to the way to the manor, Serena's mother is losing hope and begs for the party's assistance. We return back to our party. All around you, villagers scoop up snow and throw it onto roofs of buildings to try to extinguish the flames. The wounded are cared for, brought to a hospice with no official healer, to simply clean bedrooms, and no professionals. As the chaos begins to settle down for the moment, as the villagers hold close, Alder, as Serena's mother pleads to the rest of your party, your eyes catch a glint of amber. Like a small mote, like a graceful hand, turning your chin ever slightly. You look back towards this leader of the undead, this ghast. And as if someone has left a small amber fingerprint, you can see that ring that this creature wore glows with that same amber light. Your party members don't seem to notice as Serena's mother calls their full attention. But for you, you feel almost as if you can't look away.
And you said it's a ring that is on their person?
Yes, they're currently on their index finger on their right hand.
Alder will go and take the ring, the ring off the finger, I should say. Take the finger off the ring, yes.
Take the finger off the ring.
Yep.
Yes. You, with a little bit of a struggle, the ring probably fit perfectly in their former form, but this stretched out, twisted undead seems to have engorged the finger to the point of claws. So it takes a little bit, but you eventually wrest free the ring. The amber light fades from it, and you see that it is a signet ring, bearing a crest on top of it. It looks like a wood chisel and a scalpel crossed in an X formation with a beautiful raven behind it. go ahead and roll me history.
Ooh, okay. Do I have proficiency in that? I do.
That's what you tell me, wizard.
Doesn't matter when you roll a crit fail, though. Sorry.
The crest seems unfamiliar at the time. Clearly Barovian, that much is no doubt, but the exact image itself, I can't seem to recall. But it is finely made, bronze. Perhaps worth something at Filar's, or maybe a keepsake. But the ring is cold. It almost hurts your fingers to hold on to it for too long until your own heat seems to just be sucked into it.
Ooh. Yeah.
You look around and the amber light seems to have faded from it.
Yeah, if it's painful to the touch, then he will refrain from putting it on, I guess, for now, and will pocket it, but certainly has it on him.
Go ahead and add a signet ring to your inventory.
Will do.
As Alder is currently engaged, we'll return back to Jove and Virgil. As you see Serena's mother in a state of total panic, her breath uneven, fear, panic.
Jove would actually be trying to, as best he can, hide himself in a way, meaning that he had dropped into his quarter wolf form only maybe 2 rounds ago, so he's got better part of 30 plus seconds as he is trying to kind of control that form and get himself back into his normal halfling state.
Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Shall. Catchphrase. That's a crit fail, so I will re-roll it.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. You would have the worst rolls in the whole party if you were not a halfling.
There's a reason I roll halflings.
I have even worse than Mikey's RNG. It's insane.
At least I don't have luck as a feat on top of it, though it would come in handy because I only rolled an 11.
An 11. You feel the claws pull back into your body. Your senses still in overdrive. Your teeth seem sharp in your mouth. But you are still Jove. You use Virgil's kind of large, imposing body, place him in front of you, and give yourself a bit of a buffer between Serena's mother and yourself. However, as you are watching this... Yeah, go for it.
I was just going to say, as he is, body blocking himself with Virgil, he's going to kind of, dip his hands down into the snow and kind of be, rubbing the snow on his face as a way to kind of, literally cool him down as he's, making his way back into his normal form and just trying to keep himself from letting the wolf take over.
The shock of the cold of the snow against your bare skin, the heat of combat, you can feel that first kind of layer of snow you place upon starts to steam a bit when it comes in contact with your skin. But like a cold shower after a hard night of drinking, the heat begins to fade. You take deeper breaths. You can still smell the actively burning fires, hear the lessened screams of those villagers, those wounded. But every second that passes, you feel more of Jove and less of your beast.
I think that's what Jove would be focusing on as Alder is, fiddling with the ring and everything.
Virgil, as you are the only one not distracted by various poles, you have the full pleading attention of Serena's mother. She pleads for you to rescue her daughter and to save her husband.
I mean, that's the goal.
A brief look of hope and gratitude dawns on Serena's mother's face. She gathers herself and profusely thanks you. She says it won't be much, but she promises there will be a reward, whatever she can spare, as thanks for embarking on this endeavor. Her blonde, now starting to gray hair is matted. You can see that there's soot and ash that covers her clothing. Her hair is matted, her face streaked with tears. But the very simple words of "that's the plan here" is enough to give her the very rare gift of hope in the village of Orsnu. She points out a small home not far from the village's center that her and her family lives. It is partially burned on one area, but you can see a line of villagers, kind of fireman style, getting buckets of snow and throwing it up onto the roof. The smoke and the steam swirl together. The mists of Barovia and the heat of the burning village of Orsnu mix together until soon most of the village almost seems shrouded. The villagers becoming shadows, backlit by the few fires that continue to burn. As Serena's mother goes to prepare her home to save what isn't actively burning, Alder and Jove, you return back to Virgil as your party is gathered once more.
I think this has to end tonight.
I
I
agree.
don't think we have much of a choice.
Yeah, one way or another, all the
We
players
either
are
end it
coming
tonight
out.
or it ends itself tonight.
Well, it sounds like Glovia's estate's the best place to be heading next. If we're lucky, what remains of Laszlo and her might be going at it and can weaken each other. But if Glovia's father or husband is still there, but perhaps in a different form or some such, I think we could be seeing as many as 3 powerful foes this evening. 3 more powerful foes.
Well, I guess now's the time to bandage up and grab anything that you need, if you do need anything. Personally, I'm okay, but what about you, Virgil? Taking any hits or?
Yeah. Nothing that I can't just work off a little rest right now.
We can do that. Catch your breath. Say any last goodbyes or anything you need to, and then, well, I guess we know where we're all going, like you said, right, Joe?
Yes, sir. And yeah, I've taken a few lashes myself. Virgil, I think if it weren't for your, shall I call it, kind words out there, I might have fallen myself. So, if we can spare the time, lick our wounds a bit before we head through, that'll at least put me in the best state possible to
Is that intentionally
conquer what
racist?
comes. Intentionally racist. Hey,
You're
I'm part
saying
beast
because
too.
I'm- Well, now.
Well, now still counts.
Barovia, not without humor.
I guess at that point, then it's a stab at Alder for being a stupid fire genasi.
Can't lick your wounds now, can you, buddy?
Stupid fire genasi, okay.
No.
Sounds like an oxymoron to me. Oh, yeah.
The alternative timeline where everybody in this party is a beast person. So, a short rest to be had. Go
If
ahead,
feasible,
everybody.
yes.
Yes, now would be the perfect time. It's easy enough to stop by the Hair on the Hair, gather supplies, take a minute to address your wounds, get a drink from Gregor on the way out. So, who's rolling hit die?
Joe is not a good
Okay.
first one. 6. Nice. There we go. Well, I rolled all 3 of mine, DM, to get back to top.
All right.
I rolled 1 die and I'm 1 hit point short of max. I think I will keep it there.
Gotcha.
No hit die rolled for Alder. FYI.
Perfect. Then,
And,
Alder,
and
I
Virgil,
believe.
the temp HP you gave me from the rallying cry, that just persists like normal temp HP,
Yeah,
right?
as long as it doesn't get overwritten, it appears that it just stays.
Nice. Well,
Because I
sweet.
read the wording of it. On your turn, you can use this bonus action, expend 1 superiority die, grant a friendly creature who can see or hear you. Temp HP equal to superiority die roll plus 2, period. So it's just
Yeah.
temp HP.
Hell yeah.
That
Well, I
sounds
got 10 of
correct
those
to me.
bad boys.
Excellent. And I believe, Alder, you used one of your portent dice last session. I believe it was the 13. You still have the crit fail available. Correct?
What a valuable portent.
Sorry,
Right.
I was muted. Yeah, it's like that or the 20. Those are the big boy ones if you can get them. But that is correct. Only have 1 left, and it is the crit fail.
Oh, that is so dirty to have in your back pocket.
Honestly, for a second when you were paralyzed there, Jove, I was almost gonna use it. I was like, let's see if he gets out of it. But I was like, you can't be taking these crits right now. But
Good restraint. Good restraint.
yes. One more turn, if you didn't get out of it, I might have had to use it. But we got it still.
Well, With a short rest and the party having licked their wounds, bandaged their cuts and scrapes, and with all of their needed possessions upon them, we begin to head to the Faunescu Manor. If we look at our map, hey audience, come here, let me show you something. Currently, the village center is right there, next to the Burgomaster's estate. The party will be traveling southeast, following this long, windy path up to this bluff where the Faunescu Manor resides. As you begin down your path, go ahead, everybody, roll me a perception check based on sight.
Well, if I roll that high, it only drops to 18.
12.
Oh, 21.
21. As you leave the village, you leave the cobblestoned, inner road to the city, or the village, I should say, and begin heading down, past the Eyes of Midnight, past the Valduva trading post. The road goes from cobblestone to dirt to hardly more than a walking path between the snow, lack of foot traffic here. It would be difficult to follow. But with Alder's keen eyes, and Virgil's strong strides, and Jove's ability to keep up, you continue down the path. You can see that this road hasn't seen wagon or carriage traffic in years. Hardly more than a footpath. As you follow, the woods become wilder, less uniform as the outskirts of the village of Orsnu. Left to the wilds, nature has started to creep back in. It feels almost congested. Even if one wanted to bring a carriage down this route, it would prove treacherous at best. And as you round one corner, the path gets ever steeper. As you step higher and higher, you look down and you can see the brief orange light that dots different areas of Orsnu. You stand hundreds of feet above. Were you ever given a beautiful sunny day, you might be able to see for miles from this vantage point. It rests evenly with the rest of the cliffs that look down upon the village. And as you make one final turn, you see the manor. The enormity of this home is in sharp contrast to the buildings you've seen so far. This was once a lavish estate that surely hosted many grand affairs, but has fallen into dilapidation from neglect. It's an imposing granite structure perched on a bluff. The home boasts impressive views all the way across Orsnu into the Svalich woods. Although to you all, more familiarly known as the Quivering Forest. And from here, high above Orsnu, high above the mists, the smoke, and the steam, you have a beautiful, clear view of the ominous Castle Ravenloft, far to the distance. Like a black hand reaching from its mountainous perch. Jove, you can see the moon nestled just behind the castle. You'd guess it's about a third of the way full. Getting closer and closer to a half moon. You can't help but to feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up. A rumbling strikes your stomach. You feel drawn to gaze upon the moon, but pull your sight away as the rumbling begins to crest into a hunger. You think better of it and refocus your attention on the manor in front of you. In front of the estate, there is a circular path for carriages. Multiple gargoyles stare down from the parapets in disapproval. Huge black wooden doors with rusted iron bindings offer a cold reception. Party, how would you like to approach the manor?
Are there any like broken windows or anything like that we can see?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
That is going to be a 12.
12. Looking around, it doesn't appear that anyone's used this front door in a very long time. While there are a number of windows, you look up and you can see that there is a balcony with what appears to be huge floor-to-ceiling windows that look very familiar to you. But even regarding the dilapidated state of the manor, none appear to be broken. The manor still seems to hold its walls strong as nature continues to creep in.
DM, could I check to see if there's signs that anyone else has entered before us?
Roll me a perception check, wizard.
Will do. It's another decent roll. That's an 18.
An 18. Looking around, you don't see the signs of a lot of other foot traffic. However, you do see that there are two paths that lead along the outsides of the manor on both sides. You feel supremely confident that no one has used the front door in many a years. But perhaps these side paths may lead to somewhere useful.
Well, fellas, taking a look at what we got here. I don't think anyone uses the front door nowadays, but there might be something interesting if we take a look around maybe these side paths here. At the
I
very
think
least, that's the better entrance or the more used entrance right now.
Certainly, yeah. At least having a understanding of what options there are to make our entrance is valuable enough. But no reason to go through the front if there is a easier and maybe more clandestine way to get in. So,
Or a way to make an escape if we needed to. He kind of says
Cool.
under the breath.
Never hurts to know the exits.
He mainly tries to say it low so that Virgil doesn't hear it.
Virgil, roll me a perception check.
I'm glad you said that because I was going to respond.
Jove is short, so he hears low things.
13.
13. Alder, make me a performance check.
Oh boy. Let's see. Would you believe I have no proficiency in that? It's a 3.
Would you believe I have a -1 to perception?
Virgil, you absolutely hear this.
If we need to get out of here, I definitely wouldn't mind pulling through the front. It's kind of what the front door is for. It's for quick ins and outs. And I understand wanting to be kind of discreet on our way in, but if we need to make an out, that's going to be our way to go. At the end of the day, it's just a door.
Well, spoken like someone who can just charge straight through that door, honestly.
Almost as if.
I hate you.
Also, thank you, Bardify, for this music. So, I believe it is agreed upon to go around the sides of the manor.
Case the joint.
Indeed. You all... Yes.
I think that I will ask them to do it and give me a signal when it's good to go around, because I have disadvantage on stealth.
Heard. So with Virgil staying towards the front of the manor, if we look at the map of the first floor, the front is at the top of the page, the back is at the bottom of the page. Jove, Alder, go ahead and roll me stealth checks as you go around the outside of the manor.
It's going to be a 14 for Jove.
14.
I need to re-roll that. I promise. It went into a weird thing where it like got caught in a divot on my desk, and it was just the point up. So we got to re-roll that.
I believe you.
That's for a 15.
A 14 and a 15. You both stay low to the ground, albeit one of you has an easier time than the other. You sneak around the side of the manor. You get towards the back. It offers a beautiful view, albeit dark, to the surrounding forest. A lovely balcony that at one point would have been optimal for hosting a large amount of people. You can see that you have been on a rather steep decline, as the back of the estate is far lower than the front. You can see the moldering remains of furniture laying splinters on the bluffs below, as if someone has, in a rage, thrown furniture from this balcony overlooking the bluff to the very rocks and trees below. You see a ornate door, not large, dark, and imposing as the front door, leading into the manor. Both of you give me a perception check.
A 19 this time.
Passive 12.
That's a 12. Looking around, the coast does appear to be clear. You see no undead servants or creatures lurking about. If anything, the manor is eerily silent.
Well, sometimes going through the back door is the best door to go through. So, what do you say, boys?
Peculiar wording, but yeah, we'll do. What was the safe word again? I forgot what that was.
Nuance.
Nuance, that's correct. Well, if there is anything in the back door, I will say nuance.
Wait, so is Virgil with us, or did he?
No,
He's still at the
waiting-
front.
No, that was
He's
Michael
still
saying
waiting for
crazy.
our word.
Gotcha. Well, let's go collect Virgil, and then make our entrance from behind, and see what lays in front of us. I'm sure we are expected at this point. Any advantage we can eke out is only going to help us in the long run.
Certainly expected. Although I do have to wonder if our Laszlo friend has made it here yet or not. If he is, he's being quiet. I don't expect that out of him.
Yeah, it's either that or there's more than meets the eye to this manor here.
Well, we already learned as much the first time we came here, so to speak. Either way, we need the big guy with us if we're going in, so let's head on over.
You
And oh yeah,
go for it.
oh yeah. I was just gonna say he'll head on down and give kind of like a all clear signal to Virgil.
Yeah, I'll come up. I'm gonna try my best to sneak just in case. There's a crit fail, so.
He
Didn't
just
roll
kind
much.
of like
Didn't roll the second
gestures
one.
towards him, like repeatedly.
Virgil goes, oh, and he does like that little skip and quickly like half jogs over. That kind of jog you do when like you're crossing the street and someone's like waiting for you at the crosswalk, and you're like, oh, let me oh.
All of your armor just clanking the
Clank,
whole way.
clank, 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 clank.
Well, it sure is windy out here.
Must have been the wind.
You all
I'm a bear in the wilderness. Don't mind me. Clink, 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 clink,
clink, clink, clink, clink, snap, snap, broken leaves, broken branches. You all head towards the back of the manor. There are 2 doors, actually, I misspoke earlier, leading into the back of the manor. One to the left and one to the right. You can see large, darkened windows on each corners. If we look at the map, that would be rooms 12 and 9. Which door would you guys like to use? The one closer to 12 or the one closer to 9?
Like a double set of doors?
Yes, there's one on each side.
But no set of doors in the middle.
Yes, those are actually set up half a level above. You could attempt to get on top of this balcony and head in through there. However, it will require a number of athletics or perhaps climbing tools.
Boys.
What?
So, was the option 9 or 12? You said.
Yes, left side or right side.
So we're like ground floor where 11 is, right?
Yes, not quite in 11. Technically not on the map. But you would be entering in on those small doors. From like the 13 tile. There's one on the left, one on the right.
Okay.
The map is a little confusing on this one. Took me some time.
Well, my vote's left.
My instinct says left.
You know what they say, always left first.
You enter in through the left door. You find that it is unlocked. Old, slight rust damage towards its hinges. But compared to the front door, it appears as if this door may have recently been in use. It makes a grating as you open into the manor. You can see that there are a number of small candelabras down the hall that offer some lights. It is not exceptionally well lit. It is cold, quiet. But the air here is not the stifled mausoleum still air of a never opened manor. But as you enter into this side hall leading into the center of the manor, no perception checks needed. The smell of death, rot, and dust assault your senses. You can see to your left a door leading into a... You take a sniff of the air and you can smell nature, overgrown, almost humid even in this cold. You see another set of doors farther down the hallway. One craning off to the left, one going straight ahead before the hallway takes a sharp right turn. Where would you like to go?
Well, from what I remember, our friend here told us that Father's shop is somewhere on the top level. Do we want to look for that, or are we looking for Glovia first?
Sure.
Yeah, I think really whoever we find is who we're looking for at this point. I did catch a smell of overgrowth coming from this first passageway on the left. Not sure if that means we should investigate further, or it's a place that has been claimed by nature as this manor has fallen into disrepair.
Well,
But if we want to get back up to where we saw Glovia's little girl and everything, I think you may be right. Going upwards is the right destination. I mean, that is where we saw Laszlo last. Well, in that vision of ours.
well, if you want to check the overgrowth, I'll let you take the lead, because you've got a better handle on nature than I do, I would say.
Well, sure. We don't know exactly how these things are built. I'm not a master architect on Barovian architecture, but I think we just got to start opening doors and being ready. And he Jove will equip his Electrum Spear in his right hand and let the whip of warning, a little bit of slack in it in his left hand as he is ready to go towards, I believe, 12 is
Correct.
where you were saying? Yes, so
Indeed.
will lead us towards 12.
You head towards room 12. The door is locked, but you can already tell that it is rotting with moisture and could easily be broken down.
And Jove will do so with a couple of good kicks right at the hinge.
It takes just one. Your foot goes through it actually far easier than you were anticipating, and you find yourself 1 foot through the door. You pull the rest of your body through, and it softly breaks, moving forward. As soon as the door breaks, a noxious smell hits you. I need everybody to go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw against poison.
I do have advantage on such rolls.
I am aware, that is why I phrased it such a way.
Thank you.
13.
Pass.
9.
20.
9 is the DC. Pass.
Oh, wow.
The
Joe
smell
got an
is,
appropriate net 20, so.
as you do. As the smell passes over you, you're all able to steel yourselves against it with your various constitutions of Stout Halfling, Fire Genasi, and Minotaur. Once this was some sort of garden, but the large plants have overgrown wildly, their roots bursting the pots and spilling dirt around the floor. Leaves flood the windows and trees, and plants reach the ceiling 20 feet overhead. Near the far wall across from you, there's a pool of putrid water and blood. Rising out of its center is a significant pile of appendages and various body parts. The room is humid and thick with moisture, coating the walls with a slippery growth. Looking towards the northern part of the room, you can see the remains of what used to be a staircase.
Are the corpses in the pool? Do
Indeed.
they still have skin and flesh on them, or are they down to the bone?
They are skin and flesh. Jove, roll me an insight.
12.
They seem to be a pile of seemingly discarded appendages that range in size, shape, skin color. Some hairy, some hairless. Some strong, hulking arms of manual labor, others thin, dainty almost. But most striking is perhaps the surgical-like cuts. Each one seemed to be cleanly taken from its original body and tossed down here.
Well, hells, whatever that is, it's recent and precise. I think Glovia's into some nasty shit, whatever she is into here.
Well, everything about her family life seems to indicate the same. But Yeah, I won't be surprised if we find bits and pieces of these things on the way over here.
Does the staircase look too dangerous to try and climb or do anything like that? Is it kind of wasted effort?
From where you're standing in the room, you're not sure. You would need to get up it. Perhaps you could leap up or climb, but from the entranceway, you're not sure.
Or
It
be
certainly
thrown.
does lead up. Lead up, not leave up. I mean, there are leaves and they are up, but you know what I'm saying.
If only you knew some kind of bull to fling you up there.
Well, under the circumstances, I wouldn't mind a hand, and I can maybe get up there and see if it's stable enough to hold our weight. If we are trying to get up, this might be a way in which we can do so. They don't expect us. Gotta go further in here to investigate, though. Not that I want to spend any more time in this noxious pit.
Well, if you do go up there, you gotta be careful, cause I have my suspicion that that might be the workshop right above us. By the way, is your Raven friend around here at all? Do you have a way to get him here quickly?
I worry about Acelios since I do not have a telepathic connection with him. I want him to be safe. I didn't feel like it had been right to pull him into something like this.
And we will
So
say
no.
with that, Acelios is comfortably nested back at the Hare and the Hare during his short rest. Staying with Gregory, perched up on one of the shelves. Content to be fed the bits of feed. Gregor seems to be happy to have such a fine creature grace his shop.
It'd be an opportune time to have somebody in your party that could just summon ethereal rats to climb up and.
Would also be a great time to have all my divination magic I lost.
As Alder looks at his burned out thin spellbook, seeing a third of a page of a beautiful scrying spell he once called his own.
Well, there's a reason my favorite thing is to just barge in. I could throw you up there, Joe, but I can't guarantee that we would be able to follow anytime soon.
I mean, I could set up a climbing rig for you, if it is indeed stable enough. But we won't know until I go up there and try. So I think that's just what we got to do at this point. I think any advantage that we might be able to meek out here is a good one to take. So doesn't hurt to try, and if not, we move on and check on any of these other rooms down the hall.
Do we have any piping and mirrors to create a periscope?
I don't.
Well, then throwing you it is.
Excellent. So, who is entering the room? I believe Jove and Virgil.
Joe,
Yes, I think the plan is for Virgil to help Jove up to wherever this, the remnants of a staircase, and then he's going to use some pinions if he can to find some anchor points to get these folks up here, or at least investigate and see if that's even a worthy endeavor.
Heard. So, Jove, Virgil, you head into the room. The smell is horrendous. Like a garbage dump in a poisonous garden. all decaying together. You head into the room, going around the outside of this pool to head towards the staircase. As you get about 10 feet towards the pool, the ground changes. It is soft, doughy almost. Each step almost feels like it's trying to suck in your very feet. Like walking on quicksand made out of dough bread. And as you move towards the staircase, you begin to hear voices. First, they start as whispers. They begin to grow louder. First, a few voices, then more and more, until a unattainable amount of pained, gasping, incoherent whispers begins to emanate from this pile of appendages. And as you both look back to the source of this gibbering, I need everybody to make me a wisdom saving throw.
I think I have advantage on saving throws against gibbering.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That Minotaur bonus is crazy.
Didn't need it. I rolled a 19.
What were
Pass.
they thinking? 21.
Pass.
14.
Pass.
Yeah.
However, as you all steel yourselves against this cacophony of gibbering, faces begin to appear as if within this pile of surgically removed appendages, the faces of its victims begin to push through. Dozens of mutilated, twisted faces stare back at you, eternally haunted, receiving no peace in the death they found themselves in. Jove and Virgil, please make me a strength saving throw. Followed by everyone, please roll initiative.
Oh.
Nice. Strength saves a 23.
Pass. Pass. Your speed is not reduced to 0.
Oh, that'd be bad.
What? Eight, 16?
DM, can we do a super quick bio break before we run through this?
I'd say okay. Yep. Everybody go ahead and take a... Let's make this a 5-minute one. I'll take us off the stream for just a second. Audience, thank you for being here. We'll be back in 5 minutes. welcome back, everybody. A Superfly of sorts. Ah, good on you, Ev. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat earlier. Superfly.
Superfly.
Good reference. Anybody, if you haven't watched the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, you are missing out. It's very good.
I gotta see it.
Ryan, we can do a Dom and Ryan hangout. I've got HBO Max. We can watch it.
Let's go. Yes.
Not doing anything next Saturday? You let me know.
Sounds good. But
Sick.
another time.
Huh,
But yeah.
We'll talk about that later. Fighting.
Yeah.
We're fighting. That's what we're doing. We're fighting. Okie dokie, artichokes. As the combat begins, Jove, you are the first one to act. As you see this conglomeration of pained, surgically detached flesh coalesce together into this aberration of torment. Dozens of appendages in mouths, all sewn and placed together. You're not sure if by purpose or from the very dark energies that infuse the very lands. But who knows how many poor souls have been assimilated into this form. You are the first to move. I would say you are probably about 15 feet away from this creature. There's about 5 feet more of this doughy floor that seems to want to suck in your very feet before you hit the edge of the pool. And then 5 feet from that, you're not sure how deep the water is. But past that 5 feet is where this aberration lurks. It's mismatched, mispaired sets of eyes peer back at you as dozens of mouths call out. What do you do?
His first step will be to chuck a javelin at this monstrosity. So he'll do that with his action for a 22.
22 will hit.
Alrighty, and that will be for 6 piercing.
6 piercing. You got it. You throw your javelin into this mound of flesh, and you can see it pierce a number of appendages, entering into one of the eyes of this creature, and you can see your javelin chewed upon as it is slowly chewed away.
He will then advance and use the reach property for the Whip of Warning to hit it from 10 feet away. So I believe that doesn't put him directly in the pool, right?
It does not. However, as you move through this doughy terrain, give me a strength saving throw.
Strength save is a 15.
A 15. You pass as you are able to step through this terrain without getting sucked into it. Go ahead and make your attack with the whip.
Okay, and he will do so in a reckless manner, opening himself up for potential attacks here. That is a crit fail. We rolled to a 2, so that still is going to be a 14.
A 14 will still hit.
Sweet. Okay,
It does
so
not appear to be wearing any armor.
He'll try and align this whip crack with the mouths that seem to be chewing on his javelin, and he will do so for a minimum of 3 slashing damage.
Third. You send the Whip of Warning out, and with a large crack, it strikes one of the faces chewing on your javelin. You can see the flesh split It opens up, and from the very gash, teeth begin to grow. A new mouth is formed in the wound you have made.
Hate that. But he will get the whip down at his side and in a ready position to stand and deliver here.
Excellent. Ooh, you know, Jove, I needed to make you make a wisdom saving throw at the start of your turn, so would you do it at the end of your turn?
Will. That is only a 4.
That is going to be a failure. We'll remember that when we get back to your turn next time. As from this newly formed gash of a mouth, you hear your own name be called. And you feel your mind suffer. But until we turn to that, let's go Virgil. Virgil, at the start of your turn, will you make me a wisdom saving throw?
No.
Ah, dang it.
That's a crit fail.
All right, go ahead and roll me a d8.
Crit fail.
A 1.
Yeah.
You hear your name called again and again. And you swear within the faces. You can see those 2 gentle ladies you've spent so much time with call out towards you. You feel a heaviness in your ring of protection. And you feel your body go heavy. On a 1, you do nothing with your turn and are frozen in place.
I think I'm gonna do nothing here. I'm just gonna stand still and pass.
Heard. Alder.
Okay. Do I need to make a wisdom save right now or no?
You didn't enter the room, correct? You are still at the entranceway.
That is correct, yes.
You are just outside of the range, so your turn is yours to do as you see fit.
Well, I don't want to light the whole place on fire, but that thing looks bad, so we're gonna start with the firebolt from here at the doorway on this.
Go ahead, let's see it.
I don't want to set the place on
Fire. I just want to
Plus
light
1.
it.
Good
There
reference.
it is.
Let's go.
It's a great song. That is, however, only a 10.
A 10 will still hit.
Okay, very low AC.
It is a conglomeration of unarmored flesh.
It's big and it sure is exposed. Yeah, makes sense. So that flesh will take 6 fire damage from the firebolt.
Nice.
Any weird way it reacts to that?
You can see some of the faces and what appears to be a leg, blacken from your firebolts. And the bits of flame start to crawl up one of these appendages before you see a number of mouths seem to consume your flames, chewing into itself to stop the fire from spreading. You see
Horrifying.
darkens old ichor stem from these wounds, and every bite leaving a new mouth to grow from it. Oh, this creature's disgusting, and I'm running it.
Glovia, you are a sick individual.
You sick bitch.
For real, though. That's all for Alder, though.
All right, it is now the aberration's turn. It is going to use its swim speed and get right up to you, Jove. And it is going to try to bite you.
Did it leave my area at all?
No.
Okay.
Not, it did. Since you didn't,
Was I ever next to it?
no, you are not next to it, luckily. So, and it's not the move to get there. Jove, that is going to be,
And Jove isn't next to me either.
He has moved 5 feet away from you to get to the edge of the pool. That is a 14, Jove.
That will miss.
Indeed, it sends out a flood of appendages near you. Arms and legs and mouths go to grasp. And for a second, it looks as if your whole world is about to be consumed by these appendages, but you move off to the side. It slams down heavily, and you can feel the impact creates almost a wave in this dough-like terrain as you feel yourself rise and fall like you're on this awful, fleshy waterbed. But it does not make contact. We turn back to Joe, but you roll me a d8.
That is a 2.
2. The mouths begin to call to you, Jove. You see twisted within them the face of your companions. You see Lapis and Freddy and Rornak, twisted and haunting, their forms shifting, coalescing together. And you feel your heartbeat skip for just a moment as you do nothing with your turn. We move on to Virgil. Go ahead and give me that wisdom saving throw.
9.
Roll me a d8.
6.
A 6. Go ahead and make me a strength saving throw.
18.
18. You succeed. You may use your movement in any way that you see fit, as long as you do not run towards the creature. You are under basically the fear spell currently.
Okay. Am I able to get myself next to Joe without moving towards the creature?
Not without moving towards the creature.
Right.
But you could move far enough back out of the room to get away from these gibbering mouths.
Yeah, but then I can't do anything. I guess I could go in that turn. Is there anything like around? What is around us?
Tons of plant life, overgrown. There are a number of what may have at once been small potted trees that have taken root and disturbed the floorboards. There's all manner of leaves and plant life. Some rusted furniture that has plant life growing upon it. Probably finds a number of like gardening tools that have been abandoned long ago.
I mean, if I can see a gardening tool, I'd go towards that. Otherwise, I'd go towards like a rusted piece of furniture and go over to it and pick it up and get ready to throw it.
Yeah, go ahead and give me... This would be an improvised weapon attack.
Am I able to use an action for that? Or would I have to wait for that?
I would say... Let's read the actual... you'd have to prepare it for next turn.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Heard. You go and you see a old iron chair and pick it up. You can feel the plant life clinging onto a tear as you hold it above your head, ready to throw it at this creature. Alder, since you have not moved, your turn is still yours.
Very nice. We will go ahead and throw another firebolt, especially seeing Virgil sort of moving away from that thing. Oh no, that's a crit fail. Yikes. Oh no!
Just use your portent die.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, perfect. Jove, go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Shall. Ooh, that is good. That's a 23.
The shot goes wide, does not hit anyone but one of the overgrown trees behind the creature. It strikes the trunk of this tree, and there's almost the sound of fire touching water as it steams. And it lets off this awful green and black smoke. Anything else from you, Alder?
Not from him. He does not like what he sees in there, especially with all the water and growth that can maybe be burned easily. He's staying where he is for the time being.
Excellent. Jove, go ahead and start your turn with that wisdom saving throw.
For what it's worth, that dexterity was actually a 21, but I'm sure
Oh, wow. With that, go ahead and take 25 points of fire damage.
You just dead, actually.
Yeah,
DC 21.5. Sorry, friend.
Sorry.
yeah. Alder burns a hole through the back of your noggin. Joe's dead.
Level. Yeah, power creep on level 3. I rolled a 10 wisdom.
10 is the DC you save. Your turn is yours.
Okay, he will first use his bonus action to bring that whip back. And am I still seeing my old compatriots within this aberration, or has that kind of like faded away?
As you blink out of your stupor and look back towards this aberration, you no longer see your former companions. Just the horrific sight of God knows how many poor individuals stitched together.
Yeah, that pisses him off a little bit, but he won't rage, but he will use that bonus action to whip, bring that whip back around him and crack it, trying to almost like split one of these disgusting mouths. Will be, I think, enough for a 12.
Hit.
Ooh, for 5 slashing.
Heard.
And then, kind of using that as a distraction almost, he will equip the Electrum Spear and lunge that forward using his action to do so. But again, he's doing this wild and recklessly. There we go. That's even better. It's an 18. And so we're looking at 4 piercing on that.
4 piercing. You got it. You
And then
whip and stab this creature. And once again, it doesn't let out cries of pain. It's these awful, gibbering, mournful utterances. Occasionally you can hear your name slipped in between them as new mouths open from your wounds once again.
Kind of under the cover of the whipping motion, Jove will look over his shoulder and see where Virgil and Alder are positioned, and he's going to kind of scoot himself over. He obviously doesn't want to be in the line of sight of either Alder or Virgil, but he is going to kind of scoot himself, so if Virgil were to take a full-on sprint attack, that he would be shoulder to shoulder with Virgil.
Make
So
a
he's-
strength saving throw.
Yeah. That is a 13.
Pass. You do. You move on over and open up a spot next to this creature that your companion could easily join you.
That'll be Jove.
All right. Virgil, since you moved to go and grab said rusted chair, your turn is yours.
Aha! I throw chair.
Okie, go ahead. Make this just a straight strength check. Unless you have rusted iron chair as a proficiency.
Well, let me
I
see
do
if
have bar fighting proficiency, so.
There you
Right. Yeah, I don't think I have improvised weapons. 11.
That'll hit.
Nice.
Go ahead. For a rusted iron chair thrown by a minotaur. Go ahead and let's make this a d6. And add your strength modifier.
8.
8.
I'm assuming bludgeoning.
Indeed, I would agree.
Give him the chair.
Virgil, you give him the chair. And it slams into this. You can see the chair bends, rips, and tears until it is impaled into part of this creature. And you can see it slowly start to be consumed by the many grotesque mouths. The sound of rusted iron twisting and being chomped upon adds to this cacophony of awful noises.
Yeah, I'll attempt to move over to Jove.
Go ahead and give me a strength saving throw. Should you enter the doughy? Done. You move right up next to Jove.
Yeah, and I'll use my bonus action to give him a rally.
All right.
And he'll run up to Jove and stand next to him and kind of stalwart and just be like, I think I'm all here now. And you get 5 temp HP.
Ooh.
Nice. All right. Alder.
Yeah, righty. Alder will stand and deliver the wizard way, and that I will stand away from this enemy and cast fireball.
This time not in an ally.
This time, not at an ally, because that is a not natural 20.
A non-nat will hit.
Indeed. That is for 4 fire damage.
4 fire damage. You got it. And as this strike burns across this creature, you can see bits of that rusted iron beginning to heat up and turn a bright red from the contact. Some of the mouths seem to grow slack. New teeth don't form in these burns. You're starting to see signs of damage. But with that, it is now the creature's turn. Unless you want to move, Alder.
Alder's probably good where he is right now, because I imagine they're also right in front of me too. Then, right, Joe?
Indeed.
Virgil. Yeah. We're good.
On this one, you see the rest of that rusted chair get consumed. You see a red and yellow glowing, and as 4 of these heads split open predator style, a glob of hot yellow and red spittle explodes forward in a bright flash. Can I have Jove and Virgil make me a dexterity saving throw?
Nat 20.
Pass.
Hey.
Not pass. You take minimum roll. You take 1 point of fire damage,
Fuck.
and you are blinded until the end of the Mouther's next turn. As it explodes in your face, Jove, you're able to turn your head away as you feel heat radiates past you. Virgil, you feel a bit of this spittle, for lack of a better word, singe one of your shoulders as you are blinded as the whole room turns into that sunspots. But that is its turn. Back to Jove. Make me that wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, that is only a 7.
Roll me that d8.
That is a 6.
A 6. you may use your movement, but no actions or bonus actions.
I think I will stay shoulder to shoulder with Virgil here.
Beautiful, as once again your companions return to the visage of this creature. Not enough to stun you for this turn, but it does give you pause as you pull back for an attack and can't seem to bring yourself to strike forward through the face of your companions. Virgil, go ahead and make that wisdom saving throw.
18.
Pass. Your turn is yours.
Well, I'm blinded by the light. I will attempt to smang it with my warhammer.
Do so, but with disadvantage.
9.
9.
Yeah.
Meets beats. Go ahead and do damage.
Hey.
Whilst blinded, you strike forward, and you feel your war pick make contact in a sickening crunch.
Warhammer.
Warhammer.
I thought chew the javelin. I don't want to risk my war pick right now.
You feel appendages snapping, teeth shattering, flesh cave as you do.
Determine if they'll use a superiority die here to get some extra damage. I don't think so. I'm just gonna do regular 7 bludgeoning.
7, you got it. All right.
And then I will use my bonus action to do some hammering horns. And it must make a... Well, is it more than a size larger than me?
It is not.
Okay. Then yeah, strength save.
Strength save. It's a straight roll on this. That's a crit fail.
Nice. Yeah, I can push it 10 feet away from you.
As it is pushed back through the water 10 feet to the other side of the pool.
And I will stand next to Jove.
Heard.
More than anything, that's just to make it as far away from Alder as possible so it can't try anything fucksy.
You got it. Alder. Your move. Your move.
I was muted while I was singing it back with you.
Oh, excellent. Hey, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Not the crit fail this time, but a low roll that is a 6.
6 will not do. You throw your firebolts right as Virgil shoves this abomination backwards, and it strikes against the glass behind it, heating it up, leaving a single panel of red and orange in this darkened, overgrown garden.
I push it into the fiery panel.
It is now the creature's turn. Unless you'd like to move. It is going to swim the 10 feet back, and go ahead and try to make a strike on... Who is it going to strike right now? Who hit it last? That's going to be Virgil. Virgil,
Yep.
making a strike against you. Oh my sweet Murphy, that is another crit fail.
Quick, use your portent.
You're so right.
So right.
It's too late, alright? Come on. Jove, go ahead and make me that wisdom saving throw.
Shall. Oh, that's even worse. That's a 3.
Roll me that d8.
That's another 6.
It's another 6. Similar. It starts to move the faces around its body, seeing your hesitancy, taking advantage of your emotions. It seems to be peering deeper within you as time goes on, Jove.
Yeah, he'll kind of like be idly like snapping the whip in his left hand, not making attack with it, but like he's getting ready to, but just like never takes that step to actually strike out. So he'll spend his turn staying shoulder to shoulder with Virgil, looking for the right opportunity to attack, but just never getting there.
Virgil, give me that wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Yes. 2.
2. The words coupled with the blindness leave you in a state of almost like a deprivation tank. You can't feel your limbs. You can't see your companions. You're stuck in this awful cacophony of noise. Alder.
Oh, yeah, don't roll a d8.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Roll a d8.
No, that was my wisdom save. D8 is 8.
Oh, well then. Go ahead. Jove, roll me a d8.
Okay. A 7.
A 7. Virgil, if you choose to attack the creature, you may.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Warhammer again.
You are no longer blinded.
Good. 15.
15 hits.
8 bludgeoning.
8 bludgeoning. More and more of these faces start to go slack as you continue to pile on the damage.
I will attempt to shove him again. Just
17.
that passes.
Heard. Alder.
Y'all have done such a good job lining it up for me here, trying to keep you safe. I will try and pay that back. I should never ever talk like again. That's
You just
the
need to
third.
cast a spell. You need to cast a spell with a saving throw, and then use your portent on that just to get the fight over.
That's I agree. I was wanting to save that for like Glovia, but
Yeah.
this is going a little longer here. But yes, that is a crit.
He's
fail.
not much of a threat though. He's not doing too much to us.
Alder, roll me a d8.
Oh, well, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, that's a d10. 6.
Jove, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Man, that is an 8.
Alder, roll fire damage.
I'm sorry. Ooh, that's 9.
No!
Jove, you take 9 points of fire damage.
I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm rolling terrible today, guys.
We're
I'm
all rolling fucking shit. I
Yes.
guess.
Get him out now. Get him out now.
Get him out now.
You still
Yeah.
have my temp HP?
I do.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
thank
you
God.
take 4 points
Yeah.
of fire damage.
Maybe I'll
Thank
throw
God.
some more at you.
Hey, I've hit everybody in the party now. That's great. Hey.
Hey!
Three-person
Look!
party.
A bonding moment.
Yeah.
If we were playing Baldur's Gate, this would be an inspiration moment.
Hit every party member.
Yeah, it's called All of the Family.
Alright, it is now the creature's turn. Let's roll for recharge. Nope. So instead, it's gonna make a bite against Jove this time. What in the fuck are these rolls? That's a 3rd crit fail.
Oh my god, dude.
Let's go.
Jove, roll me the wisdom saving throw at the start of your turn.
Dog, this is the Giants versus the Bears right now. Someone's gotta
You're
win!
right.
Someone's gonna win!
+1 for good sports reference.
Thank you.
Pass.
All
You
right.
did it.
I did it! With that, we'll do that bonus action for the whip.
Pass me.
That will hit with a 15, I believe.
A 15 will indeed hit.
Nice. For 5 slashing off of the whip.
5 slashing, you
Take
got it.
that Electrum Spear. Fire that up. And we are looking at a 16 for the spear.
Hit.
And that is going to be for 4 piercing.
4 piercing, you got it. You can see the limbs, the faces all begin to sag, begin to drag. The various wounds and burns and bludgeonings are taking its toll. The mouths never stop, but they become more frenzied, more panicked. Jove, I will say, you do need to use your action with the spear first before you make the bonus attack with your whip.
Gotcha.
Just to put that in the right order of operations.
Gotcha, will do.
Hey, okay, not a big deal at this moment. After that, Virgil.
Yeah. Wisdom save?
Yes, please.
17.
That'll pass.
Let's go.
I'm a swing it, girl.
It's that smash bang fusion.
It's a crit fail.
Who can get the most, everybody?
Guys, it's not a race to the bottom.
Hey, you're in this race too, buddy.
Yeah, that's for all of us. Virgil.
Oh, great. It's almost max. 10. 10 bludgeoning. On the crit fail. Wherever that goes to. Just figured I'd put it out
Actually, go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw, Virgil.
here. Okay. Hiya. 11.
11. You're able to hold on to your weapon as you strike down, a mouth opens and begins to clamp down upon the weapon, but you're able to hold on from this kind of surprise bite and stay armed. Anything else from me, Betty?
That's it.
Alder.
Oh, wait. I was going to give you more 10 HP. I forgot that was my mission. Hiya. Jove, take 10 HP.
Ooh, buddy.
Beautiful. See, you got all 9 of that back.
Yeah, he
In a
he
way.
kind of like almost loses his balance and his warhammer's being chewed onto. He goes, little help here, buddy.
And from the back row, Alder with the firebolt.
Here he
Actually,
comes.
it's the thing.
Nat 20, finally!
Yeah. It had to happen that way.
Someone had to
Right.
break out of the slump. Please.
Alright, 10 plus what?
10 plus 2 for 12 fire damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh! Like, oh man.
I have 11 health left.
That's disgusting. The bits that he's been hitting over and over again, you said like that it's no longer like starting to recover. Like how grizzled and like just I imagine just like this decaying and rotting flesh with the burning on top of it. What is that even looking like right now?
With the various hammer strikes, whip strikes, spear strikes, a rusted iron chair consumed, and you're burning. It is like a bunch of finely placed cadavers ripped apart, like its own murder scene in the middle of this pool. Blackened flesh, faces ripped open beyond recognition, teeth in every facet of this creature. All broken, charred, and wounded.
Yeah, and with that grisly visage and the crit on the fire bolts, it's almost like a sweeping blast as that fire kind of like catches and spews out of these gnarled grisly mouths as they open, as it starts to just burn and decay and shrink even further. It's a disgusting scene.
Speaking of the thing, much like when it is lit on fire, there is a piercing howl of dozens of mouths. It is haunting, pained, but you can't help but to notice the phrase "thank you" woven in dozens of times. As the creature's form burns and falls apart, you can see appendages ripped free, the stitching breaking and burning, until you see the dozens upon dozens of flesh and appendages begin to float in this water. Some burning, some singed and quenched by this water. You see that now, with this time, the water's probably only about a foot deep, all things considered. But as this thank you, this recognition of sentience, this awful understanding of the mutation and mutilation, I need everyone to make me a horror check. However, based on the mutation of this one, this can be either a charisma or a constitution saving throw.
Go 24 for Jove off of
Ooh.
Pass.
Constitution.
Not natural 20.
Pass.
8.
Roll me a D100.
Yeah. Just because I know different people run it different ways. A 0 on the ones die. Is that a 0 or a 10?
That is a 0.
Okay, so 10.
10. Okie dokie. Roll me a D10.
3.
3. For the next 3 minutes, Virgil, you are paralyzed, staring at the many, many victims of this creature. The sheer number of people who had to die for this thing to be birthed into this world is horrifying. As the rest of you feel your heart rates settle back down as the screams go silent. A minute passes, and Virgil hasn't moved.
Job, he's acting like you were the first time we came here.
Well, we're dealing with some unseelie shit. I don't know, my mind is being tested here. Maybe he's undergoing a test all the same.
I could always give him a tiny little tinge, like I did with you. By the way, no offense on the little, scorch mark back there.
Well, I know it wasn't intentional, because if it was, we'd have a real issue.
If I meant to hit you with that one, you would certainly know, friend. But, he will, Actually, how bad does Virgil look? He might think before he burns him here.
Virgil, help me out here. How you looking?
He has some experience with stuff like this, so it's along with it kind of just like having to face the memory of previous deaths that he's had to just endure. So he's just really sad.
physically, he looks fine.
Sometimes we all need that little bit of extra pressure. I think he'll be just fine. And Jove will kind of leave Alder to Virgil as he starts to eye up the staircase or what's left of it as a potential next step.
Joe, go home and roll me a perception check as you look at the remnants of this staircase.
Could be a 13, Captain.
13. Looking at it, you can tell this drops down 20 feet. It would take quite the throw to even reach it up there. Even if you could, setting up pittings to this one with this kind of ruined floor seems perilous at best. Roll me an insight.
15.
15. These stairs were taken out of commission on purpose. They've been destroyed to make sure no one can come up this way. You feel maybe with a good throw you might be able to make it up. But it seems unlikely that you will be able to get the rest of your companions up.
He'll return to Alder and Virgil and relay as much and say, "Yeah, Alder, I don't think this is going to be a way up for us. Me, maybe, but not a big man over here. So maybe you can give him a little reset. But I think we're going to have to continue looking through this haunted manor that we seem to find ourselves in."
Gotcha. Well, unless you had a easy way to get down from there, I think it probably would be best for us to stay together. So let's try and get a big man here back to his senses and take a look down the hall, I'd say.
Agreed.
How do you bring the big man back to his senses?
He'll do the same trick that he did on Jove before. So, kind of lights the hand, almost like gives a little bit of like a hot stove kind of feel. Not terribly hot, but enough to definitely sting a little bit. As he'll just kind of like tap on his forearm as he heats up his hand with produced flame.
Virgil, go ahead and take 1 point of fire damage as you stare. As you stare at the remnants of this one, you feel a singe of a finger across the top of your hand, and it shocks you back into your own form. As you see Alder looking up at you with his finger pressed on top of your hands. You are no longer paralyzed.
Nice. Yeah, D&D can be crazy. I took as much damage from an explosion in front of my face that was meant to harm me as I did from someone trying to do as little damage as possible and wake me up.
You know, in lore, I'm a fire. That fire. That's what
Fire! But yes, everyone is in this moment of sound body and mind, for the most part.
Y'all there, Virgil?
I mean, yeah.
All right.
Probably a little more here than I wish to be.
You kind of
we
look
pressed on. No, we pressed on.
Well, there ain't no going forward through this room, so we got to go back in the hallway and try another door.
Well, then we press on. And he turns around and walks out.
You enter.
Good talk.
Virgil leads you all back out into the hallway, looking entering out of room 12. Now I will refer to it as the Winter Garden. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see a number of doors. Better part of 8. One directly to your left that you'd have to make a U-turn. Another to your left that's towards that 6 room. A larger door leading to kind of the center on the left. One that is mirrored exactly on the same side. Another door directly down the hallway, straight across, leading to the opposite side of the manor. And to your right, 2 doors. Go ahead, and when you look to the right on those 2 doors, can I have everybody roll insight?
Sure.
3 from Jove.
6.
19 from Alder.
Alder, you recognize those doors.
Oh, shit. That's where we were, guys. That's where the little girl is. As he points to the door.
Well, let's see what remains inside.
Yeah.
You enter through these familiar doors. Your hand grasps the handle firmly. Physically, you are finally here. And you recognize the room instantly from your experience in Sybil's ritual. Although the condition of this room is very different. Someone has taken an axe to the harpsichord and most of the furnishings. You see evidence of the remains from the frame that held that beautiful family portrait in the fireplace, chopped to absolute bits. And as you look towards the harpsichord, you can see playing in the silhouette of it a young girl with mottled, rotting flesh in a beautiful white gown. As she looks up to you and says, "You're here! Hi!" As Isabella beams at you all and stops playing the remnants of this broken harpsichord.
Hey, I told you we'd have a play date.
And she giggles and beams and claps her hand and immediately moves over and runs between your legs, Virgil, and waves to you all, and she looks ecstatic that you are all here.
Now, we're being a little sneaky, and we didn't tell your mom that we were coming over for this play date, but we wanted to come say hi.
It's so exciting. I'm so happy you're here. I have so much I want to show you. I want to introduce you to my friends. I want to show you the theater room. Let's make sure we stay out of Mommy's private room, okay?
Where's that, just so we don't accidentally?
Oh, okay. And she walks through the door, passing through it transparently, and heads back into the hallway, excitedly skipping from side to side. Looking back into the room, you can see, Jove, you weren't able to see any broken windows from the front of the manor, but you very clearly see a broken window next to an opened, gilded box. No light streams from it. And you think back on your visage of Laszlo. The broken glass is very recent.
Before leaving the room, Alder wanted to check and see if those glasses that were here the first time around, if he could find those.
Go ahead and roll me investigation, my friend.
That is a 10.
A 10. Looking through, you can see the tray of cider, now cold, is still present. You see the journal of Glovia, seemingly... what's the right word for this? Still in place from your vision. But the glasses are nowhere to be found.
Curious. Alder will... Isabella has left the room already, right?
Yes, she is
Yeah,
currently
and I'm-
skipping down the hallway.
I'm gonna follow after her, and then this can happen just like while they're doing their thing. But I'm gonna catch up to her and just be like, "Well, I think we got some slow pokes. Hey, slow pokes, hurry up!" And just kind of keep her in the game.
Absolutely. And as she's skipping down the hallway, she's heading towards room 9. She points to the door on the left, room number 8, and tells you, Virgil, that that's Mommy's retiring room.
Okay. Wait, where are we? I thought that was. I thought
You're
no,
in room 11.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yes, room 11 is the parlor that your vision took place in. She exited out the door you entered in, skipped down the hallway, and she is pointing out the retiring room for Glovia while you call for your companions to catch up.
Okay.
Alder is also, before leaving, he's going to take that last page out of the diary, actually, and pocket it.
Sure thing. You find it's probably easier if you just take the whole journal with you.
He'll do it. Easy.
Go ahead and add Glovia's personal journal to your inventory. A damning collection of notes for you to have on your person. And you see written in there in the same exact scrawl, the many journal entries detailing Glovia's fall into madness. Audience, this is it. I'll leave it up for you to read if you'd like.
DM, did you say that Jove spied the box in this room?
Yes, this was at the very tail end of your vision.
Gotcha. So he
Isabel-
doesn't see it now, but this is where this was that room in which he
Yes,
saw.
you look
Okay.
inside the gilded box and it is empty.
Okay, cool. Then if Alder has the journal, he will not take anything else from the room and follow with Alder to catch up with Virgil.
Perfect. You all catch up back with Virgil. Back in the hallway, and Isabella gleefully runs up to room 9 and says, "I want you to all meet my friends." And as she moves forward, she passes straight through the door. Do you all follow?
Yeah, I'll make my way down the hallway just slow enough that I'm still keeping up with her, but I allow time for them to do everything they're doing and catch up.
Yeah, she, after a couple moments, pokes her head back in and says, "Come on!" And heads back in as your party reconvenes with Glovia's journal in tow. Who's opening the door?
I will.
Virgil, you open the door to a beautiful ballroom, or once was a very beautiful ballroom. You see an intricate crystal chandelier dominates the slightly furnished room, clearly meant for entertaining. You can see ornately carved details and an angelic painting on the ceiling hints at the beauty that this room once commanded. The image falls away, however, as you see Isabella surrounded by 4 waxen-skinned children as they all turn to you, most of them partially decomposed, their skin in various forms of so tight and thin that you can see them grip the bones. Others seem bloated, as if they've been decomposing for quite some time. All of them have their chests cut open, revealing an empty cavity. As Isabella claps and giggles and begins speaking your names to all the children, they begin snapping their teeth together in a disturbing, rhythmic anticipation of food. Almost in unison, they turn their heads towards you and begin to shuffle in your direction with the I need everybody to roll initiative.
We were supposed to be friends.
It's certainly friends with the ghost of Isabella.
With advantage.
Yes.
We are rolling so well tonight.
I know. I also have advantage on initiative.
Jove and Virgil, who wants to go first? I leave it up to you guys.
Joe does.
Jove wants to go first, heard. Alder, what is your dexterity score? You are muted, my friend.
Apologies. It's a 12, DM.
12. Let's compare and contrast. All right. So, 3 of these experimented undead children move forward. They are at the other end of the room, so they are going to use their actions to dash. Virgil, as you open the door, they swarm you like children wanting to embrace a family member they haven't seen in quite some time. They crowd the door, almost pushing over each other to get towards you. Their mouths opening and closing in unison, biting down to where you can see cracks in their teeth from how hard they are biting. There is certainly, it's a big kind of double doors for this ballroom, so it's about 10 feet across, and they have lined up in front of it, all eager to set their teeth upon you. The empty cavities of their chest are immaculately opened, each one surgical, precise. All of the hearts and lungs removed. You can see these sickly, putrid sacs of their stomachs still left that seem to pulse as if they've taken the place of their hearts, and only the hunger remains. But that leaves us to Jove.
Well, Jove, using his halfling nimbleness, will kind of pass through the space where Virgil is at the choke point at the door to get himself into striking distance on these nasty dolls, and will use his action and recklessly attack one of them with the Electrum Spear.
Heard.
That is for a 15.
That'll hit.
And we are looking at a 7 piercing for that.
Yes, you stab into the open chest cavity of one of these girls, and it pierces through their flesh, soft and weak from the decomposing. And Jove, each one is wearing the same white dress that Isabella is wearing, albeit ripped open, decaying, and frayed.
As he retracts the spear, he will use his bonus action to unfurl the whip and try and almost create an X marks the spot type of wound, hitting the same entry place as the Electrum Spear with the tip of the whip. And, ooh, yes, we're looking at a 21 for that.
That'll hit.
And that is for 4 slashing.
4 slashing. You leave this X marks the spot wound in the empty cavity of this child. They don't cry out or react to any of the pain. Instead, they let loose an awful giggle. You swear you can hear them say it tickles, as they gleefully, and while they are certainly children and small compared to your normal-sized party members, Jove, you are perfectly eye level as you look into dead, blackened eyes.
Oh, yeah, he hates that, but having squeezed himself into the room and in a fighting position, allowing for his colleagues to be able to enter in and back him up, he will stand there and embrace this horror.
Indeed. It is then Virgil.
Yeah, so I'll maneuver around so I'm as much inside the room as I can be, but still next to Jove.
Yeah, I will say, Jove and Virgil, you guys are pretty stuck right at this entrance. They have swarmed, blocking off entrance to here. They are a veritable horde of undead children. You would have to push through them to get further into the room, since they have dashed to get here.
I can do that.
Which room is this, by the way?
This is room
9.
number 9.
9, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, so I will, well, first I'm gonna turn to Isabella and be like, Isabella, could you tell your friends to stop violently attacking us? We could still play some games, but their teeth are very frightening to us. And I'm gonna take my silver war pick and swing it at one of their heads.
Yeah, let's get it.
Is it 12?
A 12 will hit. Meets beats.
And they're not holding any weapons.
No. They are
One
not.
of these days, there's gonna be an enemy in our campaign that's holding a weapon. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a real bad time with that one.
That's 8 silver. 8 silver
8
piercing.
silver. You got it.
And then she needs to make a strength saving throw.
That is going to be a 6.
That fails. So again, I go in with the like golf swing uppercut with the pick, and just like lift her off her feet and throw her 10 feet back, and then I'm going to fill her space and step into the room.
She flies back the 10 feet, and as she lands, if it weren't such an horrific undead sight crafted of children, it would almost be beautiful to see as she lands almost as like a ballerina and pirouettes with a grace that you have not seen these other undead possess. A giggle erupts in a chorus as the teeth continue to gnash together, and Isabella joins in on the laughter, finding your recent strike to be quite hilarious. This whole room echoes with these small giggles of undead children.
Yeah, and I'll just be like, Alder, if you can, try and get inside and shut the door so we can keep the sound from getting out there. I don't want to draw any extra attention.
Alright, with that, the final one of these children will use their action to dash and get right up next to you, Virgil. But that is going to be her turn, leaving Alder.
Okay. Alder will go ahead and enter the room and close the doors at the behest of Virgil here. Like right at the doorway, are there still children that are like immediately there? Like, am I?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we are crowded.
We are a crowded
They-
bunch.
Yes.
Yeah, this is not ideal for anything I have. So, yeah, Alder he'll grab his dagger for now and will attack.
Go ahead.
One of these kids. Terrible thing to say.
There's a reason when we started this one where it's like, hey, guys, this is going to be brutal.
And now,
Or
now it's on the internet forever that you said that.
yeah. Save that soundbite for when you run for office.
Yeah, I know. Well, if it makes everyone feel better, I did not stab the kid. I think I rolled a
You just
6.
attempted to.
A 6
Yes.
does not. Yes, Alder. It's less of your martial ability and more of the horrifying realness of this situation, that your enemies are undead children. That it's hard to pull that same sort of, family malice that has served you so well. It's one thing to stab a grown man. It's one thing to defend yourself, another to do this. With that,
Yeah. Alder will also say out too. Oh, forgive me, but if y'all clear out a little bit, I'll let the flames out too.
it
Directed to the party, but yes.
returns to the girls. Everybody is taking 1. So we'll just go down the list. I'm going to need 3 d20s for this. Jove. That is a 15.
That misses.
Alder. That is a 23.
Sure hit.
Virgil. That is a 17.
I will sentinel on the one that attacked Alder
You got it.
for a 13 to hit.
That hits.
Minimum 4 silvered piercing. And what was the roll to hit me?
17.
Miss.
Heard. Alder, you take 6 points of piercing damage as the girl you attempted to stab with the dagger bites into your forearm and rips out a chunk. You can see it slide down the remaining esophagus into that beating stomach. Jove.
Hate that.
Yeah. It's welcome to the House of Horrors, guys. The Manor of Malevolence.
I mean, is there even really a way for me to get out of Alder's way to do some fiery shit? Kind of just
if
like pinned
you,
against the wall.
you're pretty pinned.
Gotcha.
However, were you to dispose of the child in front of you, it would open this room up a bit.
Try and dispose of a child here. Okay, gonna do attack action recklessly with the Electrum Spear, which is a beautiful 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Ooh, for max damage of 8 piercing.
How do you want to do this?
Oh yeah, I mean if they're chattering and their teeth are clacking real loud, he'll just slip the Electrum Spear into the mouth as it's open and just get a quick merciful kill as you can on an undead creature like this. Sling it to the ground and then use his bonus action to he'll stay where he is. Use the reach property of the whip to hit something that is within 10 feet of him, if that is indeed possible.
Yeah, you could hit the one that's in front of Alder.
Yes, I will do so with the whip, again in a reckless manner, and let's go. Double 19s, so that is a 23 hit, and then D4 action. Oh, for another max, using Dex, so that is 6 slashing.
Gotcha. As your whip finds purchase to the side of this creature, tearing a large gash into it, ripping further what remains of this once beautiful white dress.
Jove will stay still and end his turn there.
You got it. Virgil.
Yeah, I'm going to wing at the one closest to Alder. Does he
Gotcha.
only have one on him?
He does indeed.
Okay. This is a 22.
The 22 will hit.
And... Ooh, 11 silver piercing.
How do you want to do this?
So this would also be the one that he sentineled on. So he's gonna see it biting into Alder, and just like quickly turn his head and just like whip the pick around, and hit it once on the way back, like the backhand, and then his actual attack, the forehand, just comes down, just hits it in the head, and just like stops in place, and then just slides off the end of the pick.
The body lands on the floor with a very light thud.
So what are we looking like now?
There is 2 in front of you, Virgil. There's the one that's a little farther back from you that you threw, and then the last one to run up, who's at towards the bottom of initiative.
But they're both like in the room a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'll step forward, and stay within protection range of Alder.
Gotcha. That leaves us to the final girl, if you will. She's going to try to bite you, Virgil. That is a 22.
Hey, that hits.
All right, you take 7 points of piercing damage as you move forward. She bites and is able to get the side of your leg, bites off a large chunk, and you see it go down that same singular esophagus tract into the pulsing stomach remaining. Alder.
Okay. So the one that was directly in front of me was killed then, correct?
Indeed.
Or slain, yes.
Yes, you are.
Kind of dead. They're dead, but you know.
Laid to rest.
Yeah. R.I.P. Okay. So that leaves then Am I able to see right now the one that Virgil is fighting, or would I
Oh,
have
yeah.
to move? Okay.
You certainly could see it. You are behind him, so depending on what spell you use, you might need to maneuver.
Yeah, I just don't know if I could line up like a burning hands in here.
Oh,
That
yeah, you
won't-
could.
Oh, easily? That like won't actually hit party?
Won't hit your party. No, you have enough movement now that your party members have killed those two other undeads that you should be able to maneuver around the side and keep Virgil out of your flames.
Beautiful. I will go ahead and do that and cast it at a first level. Make me some dex saves, please.
That's a 13 and a 5.
The 13 saves, the 5 fails. And that is for 11 fire damage. So,
5 for the other.
yes, and 11 for the one that failed.
Indeed, they both are set aflame by this. And you can hear Isabella from the back go, "Oh, magic." Entranced by the combat unfolding behind her. She seems to be like a kid at the theater, is clapping and watching and absolutely enjoying every moment of this. Her mottled, rotting face pulled tight upwards into a large smile. Anything else from you all there?
If he's got the movement, he will then go, he'll go behind Virgil again, actually. He'll take a stance by him. Stay nearby.
You've got the movement for it. You got it.
Will do.
All right. It is one of the girls' turns. They're gonna both descend upon Virgil, the biggest threat in the room, to their knowledge. It's gonna be another bite on you, Virg. That's only a 12. Down to Jove.
All right, he will step up and use his action with the Electrum Spear to hit one of these burning children.
Great.
That's never gonna get old.
No, we're never gonna beat any anything about it.
That's a 14 to hit
14 will hit.
for a minimum 3 piercing,
3 piercing. Gotcha.
and then we'll bring that whip up and crack it. Looking at a 18 for that,
Hit.
and a 4 slashing.
Gotcha.
Having closed the distance, he will kind of block them off on this side, and be ready for whatever comes next.
All right, Virgil.
That's the me one. So they're both just on me.
Yes, and Jove has come to support you on one side, so you can imagine that you're both in front of one.
All right. I'll hit the one that's because there's Isabella and then another one.
Isabella is in the back of the room in her still ghostly form, just watching the combats.
Gotcha. Okay, so there's 2 girls and then Isabella's elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is not a combatant in this fight.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll hit with the war pig.
See it.
Bonk. 18.
18 will hit.
10 silver piercing.
How do you want to do this?
This one he's just gonna like thrust forward, almost like with bludgeoning, and just straight through the face. I mean, not through, but like pushing. Into
Oh, it goes through.
Okay.
Yeah, immediately the soft, decaying flesh cannot hold its form under such a powerful attack and pops, leaving the smoldering remains onto the floor. The stomach stops pulsing. As you see, like a dead insect, the body almost curls inwards.
And then I will move around to the back side of the other girl so that she would have to leave my range to go to Alder and also give Jove a better opportunity to flank.
Correct on all accounts. You got her on both sides, which leads to her. And she's going to try to give you a good old bite, Jove.
Oh, disadvantage.
That's a 19. The disadvantage takes it down. It takes it down to a 14.
That misses.
All right, Older. There's one last undead child.
Now that one I know is near Virgil. Is it like directly by me, or would I have disadvantage on the firebolt? Or no?
You would not.
Perfect. Let's see if we can hit it. For a 19. Yes.
19 will hit.
For 5 fire damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, I don't want to do this, but it's he definitely he goes around and he kind of circles around it. It's a smaller target, and I think he just tries, and in his mind he goes for the back of the head and tries to make it as quick as possible. No clue how that will actually go with a undead being here, but that's his thought process, as it's just a precision bolt to the back of the head, essentially.
And it strikes through, effectively erasing the top portion of this undead child's noggin. Her body makes a soft thud against the ground. And as the combat ends, you're left with the clapping, giddy visage of Isabella. Wow! I didn't know you could do magic.
Yeah, well, I used to be able to do a lot more, if you could believe it, little Missy. But, I gotta be a little careful with it inside the house, right?
Are you gonna do more magic later?
There's probably a good chance I'll be doing more magic.
And a gleeful, escapes as she claps once again, and you can see her almost rise off the ground in excitement. Oh, this is so exciting. Where do you all want to go? I have so much to show you.
Well, are more things going to try and cause us harm? We can't play with you if we get hurt too bad.
Maybe. You all look really strong right now. But I don't have any more friends like this. I did get a new guest upstairs, though.
But
Do you want to see a show?
By chance, oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna indulge her. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, would that perhaps be, Serena? The friend that, Virgil mentioned the last time that we were out here. Your new friend that was gonna come by, perhaps.
He's much bigger. I don't think his name's Serena. I like to call him Puppet.
Alder gives a somewhat knowing and uncomfortable look to his companions.
Yeah. Well, I certainly would like a tour, but again, we have to be really quiet. We don't want to We don't want to make Mommy aware.
Oh, okay. Here. I'll take you to the theater. And you see as she passes through the north wall and disappears. And as you all left in the ballroom, the giggling, the clacking stops. And as you look back into the hallway to figure out where to go next, that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Ah.
Let us say goodnight to chat.
Good night, chat.
Good night, chat.
Good night, chat. Thank you so much for joining us once again as we get closer and closer to the climax of the Marionette. As always, much love and peace in the Middle East. Until next time.